drinking. We got into her room.
Well, was she there?
No, and from the looks of things, she spent the night on a bender.
We found a bottle of vodka in there, and it was almost empty.
Oh, man. All right, did you find out anything?
I spoke to the bartender downstairs, and he didn't see her last night.
Yeah, and I checked the liquor store across the street. No one remembers her buying a bottle last night or ever for that matter.
I'm going to call Judy. Maybe Felicia had the presence of mind to call her sponsor.
It could be she tied one on and spent the night at some motel because she was too embarrassed to come back.
Yeah, well, at this point, let's just hope.
Judy. Hi,
Look,
it's Frankie Frey.
This is all my fault.
Listen, I was wondering if...
No one makes a person drink.
Judy has not heard from Felicia.
Did she say she could be drinking?
Yeah, she thought it was a real possibility. Apparently, the odds of staying sober your first year are not too great.
But then we have to find her and help her.
I'm sorry, Marshall. We can't.
Forget what Judy says.
She is Felicia's sponsor, Marshall.
She's also miles away. What right does she have to tell us we can't look for Felicia?
We cannot look in the bars because if Felicia is in there, she is probably drunk.
I have poured more hot coffee down my friends' throats over the years.
Fixes don't work, and neither do friends trying to help.
Judy says that the
Look,
worst...
just drop this AA sermon. This is Felicia we're talking about
Who
here.
happens to be an alcoholic.
Maybe it was the anxiety that made her drink. Maybe she couldn't face her fans.
The excuse doesn't matter. It's the great alcoholic lie. I can enjoy it, I can control it. But Felicia can't. She has to come to her own senses and help herself.
Okay, fine. But just know this. There is no way on God's green earth I'm gonna let that woman go through this alone.
You can't help her, Marshall. You just can't help her this way.
It's the hardest thing in the world to watch someone you care about suffer. But in this case, we don't have a choice. It's very hard to have a friend who's an alcoholic. When they drink, you want to help. You think you can, but you can't. Because what you're really asking them to do is to stop drinking for you. And that never works.
So what happens is you end up going down with them, and everybody loses.
I hear what you're saying, but we have to do something to help.
We have to let Felicia learn to make her own decisions. She has to want to stay sober for herself, not for us, or else we could make it harder for her to ever be sober again.